panels here. Marc Lotter, former special assistant to President Trump. Yasmin Radjy, executive director of, it says SWINFT in the prompter. What is that exactly?
Swing left.
Swing left. There we go. Former senior advisor in the Biden administration. Nice to see you both. Thank you very much. So much here. What does it say that even one of her own campaign surrogates, Ro Khanna, is against her big way to pay for this?
I think we all know the economy is going to be the top issue. I think we all agree about that. I think what I'm really compelled by is that a lot of the independent analysts outside of either party, folks like the team at Goldman Sachs, are saying under a Kamala Harris administration in a divided government, we're going to probably see 10,000 new jobs. In a Democratic trifecta, we're going to see 30,000 new jobs. So, you know, I know that those are not the numbers that we're going to talk door to door with people about. We're going to talk about who stands for the middle class, who has been middle class, and that's Kamala Harris, who's, you know, came from a family that had to take out a loan to get a house, who had to fight really hard to...
Being the kid of a Stanford professor is just a rough lot in life. I mean, it really is. Lotter, though, there's a point here, right? That everybody, Donald Trump's doing it too, with IVF for everybody, that this is silly season. None of this stuff is going to happen.
Well, I think there's a good chance that a lot of the things that the president's going to say on the rest of his economic package will happen. And I think one of the problems with Kamala Harris and her announcement today is that she's not admitting that she is the reason why we have sky-high inflation and energy prices, which is the #1 issue facing small business owners. So as opposed to more government handouts, why don't we deal with the inflation, lower the energy rates, lower the interest rates, so more small businesses can take out loans, can invest in capital, and continue to invest and grow? Well, we don't need more government red tape.
All right, so Yasmin, Lotter's got a point. If you just look at the polling, Kamala Harris is trailing Donald Trump on trust in the economy by somewhere between 5 and 10 points.
Depends on the poll.
But we can all agree that she's trailing.
Some are tied.
We can't.
We don't have to, but okay. Yeah.
Fine. Is this really, is just sort of talking about handout here, handout here, handout here, handout here, the way to convince that small margin of swing voters that she has learned, if you will, from the clear mistakes of the Biden-Harris administration?
I don't think anybody's talking about handout after handout after handout. We're talking about an opportunity economy. I think that language is intentional. What the Democratic Party, what Kamala Harris are fighting for is that everybody's got a chance. Everybody can start a small business if they want to. They can make sure that they are not crippled by childcare costs. All of these fundamental building blocks of providing opportunities to every single American. That's what she stands for. And I think it feels comical to me that we're talking about New Hampshire, where Donald Trump himself tweeted out or Truth Socialed out today saying, listen, New Hampshire's economy is a mess. He's talking about a state that is in Republican hands. So we've got to talk about the contrast here, which is Republicans are not running. We're in a tough economy. Democrats are getting things done, are getting jobs back in the hands of American people. Independent analysts like Goldman Sachs are saying that. Republicans aren't.
I'll put it this way. I'm not really inclined to trust Goldman Sachs on anything. I trust them less than I trust politicians, but that's just me.
Fair point.
All right.
Fair point.
So we're going to go equal opportunity here because Donald Trump was in Potterville, Michigan, Thursday, talking about IVF. Take a listen.
That under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women.
Okay, $25,000 to $50,000 a person. Okay, your government, I remember and old enough to remember when conservatives used to say your government is all of us. So what, now all of a sudden we're putting the bill here? There's no way he's going to get that through.
Well, I think there's a great contrast here, though, because you have under Democrats, they want to have the government and or corporations paying for abortions, paying for women to travel to have abortions.
So do we get agreement that the government should just pay for everything now? We'll pay for IVF, we'll pay for abortions, everybody, something for
We're not going to say that, no.
I mean, I think it's really clear. The Democratic Party is the party of freedom. Freedom from the government getting in your way. Freedom to have opportunity. To me, it feels like it's a tired talking point to say it's about handouts.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.